Welcome to the Illuminati broadcast. I'm your host, David Moore. Welcome. Today is Sunday, September 21st, 2025 at 6:47. Today I went to Venice Beach. I tried to sell some art. Nobody bought it, but at least I'm getting some experience learning how to sell my art on the beach. And I'm just like, okay. I don't know. It's kind of disheartening, but that's alright, you know? I guess today there was supposed to be like a partial solar eclipse, which is kind of cool. I just took a shower. I was like, oh my god, I'm so exhausted. I was there all day. And then I came home, made myself some meat for my keto diet, and it's so delicious, and I'm so full and happy, and I feel so relaxed. Okay, so since there was a partial solar eclipse, that's kind of important to understand what we can do with our magic, because usually we see eclipses as like something that's not fortunate and you might need to double down on your magic. And I'm thinking, all right, that just happened. I want to do something that, like, I want to take that energy and I want to boost it. Like, I want to increase my energies instead of just like putting out a spell out there just for like money or a house, like just throwing it around. I want to like you make a spell that empowers me. And there's this park, I don't know what it's called, Elysian Park, I don't know, but it's supposed to be this big park somewhere in LA. I think I'm gonna ride my bike there, or like take a train there and then ride my bike the rest of the way. But I want to get some ingredients for magic, so I might have to go down to this Botanica down the street kinda in LA, down Skid Row. There's this Botanica, and I usually buy like a lot of things there. So I might take I need like my candle and my incense, and I want to do like a spell that increases my energy and strength and power in the astral realm. So like, I already know I'm like the boss over there on the other side, but I'm like, you know what can you do but keep going higher, right? You can't like, you know how they say you can't get any more smarter, like, or whatever it is, like just read more books kind of thing, like, and you can't get not smarter. I don't know, but I'm gonna do that with the magic part. So it's like, just get stronger in the astral realm, just keep leveling up, just keep blasting bitches all around, destroying, the universe and all that stand in your way. Yeah, so I have this one problem with the roommate here, and he's like really crazy, and he's annoying, and he's always like OCD on everything, and he just gets on my nerves. And the other day we were fighting over like this window because he kept opening it, and I'm like, stop, you old man. And he's like, blah blah blah, and it was like, oh my god, like, you're so annoying. So I'm like, all right, you know what, let's just say good things, God bless that human, hopefully he finds everything he needs and gets out of my fucking way. And I just put the good energy out there, because I'm gonna do some dark magic on that motherfucker, and just let it be where it goes, and I don't have to interact with him. Just let the spirits take over, and I'll just be nice, put on a smile. There's this thing, like, just play it off. You don't have to be honorable, you don't have to be virtuous. Just be like, you know what, good for you, have a great life, move on. And then just behind their back do some dark magic on the asses. Because I'm like, hell no, this thing is ugly. Like, it's old, it's ugly. Like, it got botched. So it has like really bad facial surgery, like those concrete lip injections and all that kind of stuff. And like, it's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. So I'm just like, wow, like, you must not love yourself. You must really hate yourself to be able to do that. But yeah, like, maybe if you had money and you were doing it the right way, but like, you're trying too hard. Like, we ain't going there with that botched surgery stuff. Yeah, so I'm out here just chilling. Let's see. Sometimes it's funny because I sell my art with the Ars Goetia sigils on the art. So sometimes they're like, what is that? And it was funny because some girl, she was like, I think that's the devil. And I was like, yes. And then there was like this guy with horns at Venice Beach. He's pretty cool. He has like crystals and stuff. I'm like, that is so cool. Like, I love that. That's great. And he has like wands and rods and stuff like that. I'm like, that is fun. I wish I could have that. And then some other guy was like, oh, you should get an umbrella to keep you, like, you know, nice and cool from the sun. And I'm like, yeah, that would be nice, but like I don't really have transportation this way, so I can't really carry too much. I just have to take what I can. And I get a hat and I sit under a tree and I just look at my art and I paint while I'm there. And I just keep going. I'll probably try to show you guys my paint next time, my art, so you guys can see what I work on. Yeah, nobody was really interested. Like, a couple people would be like, oh, that's really nice, I like it, it looks good. But I was like, like, they're not really, I don't know, not to be cocky, but my art's really good, and I feel like it's supposed to be in a rich person's house. And I feel like all these people that pass by, like, they might look rich, but I don't think they are. I think they're just like, they don't have any taste, they don't know what's good, and they're just kind of like walking along, and that's okay, that's fine. They don't really, you know, they're not my customers, and that's fine. They're just, I don't know, boring maybe, and they don't know what's going on. And I'm like, yeah, like, this art is really good art. Yeah, I'm like, rich people buy this art, my family has this art, and you guys need to come get it. And if you don't, that's fine, because I want my art to go to a good home where it's gonna last forever, not where it's just gonna be there for a while and just not really be used, you know, not really have a life, because you could tell that they don't know how to take care of art. I don't know. You just hear their weird stories while they're walking by. And I just look at them and I'm like, oh, I hate humans so much. I can't wait to destroy them all. Today the sky looks kind of fiery and burny with the clouds. They're like slowly moving along, which is really nice. And there was some clouds today at the beach and I was like, thank God. Alright, so let's get into the Ars Goetia today. Let's see what hour we're at. Let's see like if there's any like vibrations that we can understand a little bit better. So we're at 6 o'clock. I saw people smoking weed and I was like, oh my God, maybe I should do that next time. But I'm like, I'll just have to wait till I have my own place where I can do that. Alright, so we're almost there. What's today? Sunday. And it's at 6, so it's in the moon. We're in the hours of the moon. Let's see, 8 o'clock in the morning. Nope, we're at Jupiter. So Jupiter's wealth, Jupiter's money, Jupiter is insured visions. So let's see. Okay, I guess it's that energy. And then next is Mars. So maybe that's a good thing. I'm always landing on Mars, huh? Alright, with these Mars energies, it's okay. It's just now I have to think of like different spell components that I need to add. Like what kind of herbs. So I'm going to go to the Botanica, and I think that they're going to have like a really nice incense, and I'm going to really like try to do some cool magic with that, because usually when you summon the demons or the spirits, you give them like an incense that's really appeasing to them, and it empowers them, it gives them life. And I'm like, I need to find like I'm going to ask them their suggestion too. I'm going to be like, what do you suggest when you look at me? Like, do you see any like special incense that I should burn that might be good for me? And see what they give me, and I'll just kind of go with that. I like to just, you know, trust them a little bit. Usually I always pick out my own stuff, but this time I'm going to be like, because they have a lot of good stuff, so I'm like, you know what, I think they know what they're doing, so I want to see what they see. I want to see if they see anything around me. So I'll just pick whatever they give me, and I'll just work with that and burn it at like the park, and then do some rituals with it and call down some energies. Priestess Aset Ra did some like Heka invocation, and I thought that was so cool. Like, using Egyptian magic is so fun, just calling down your spirit and empowering it and just giving it the energy it needs. And I'm like, I want to do that with the ritual at the park. I just want to like bring down some good energies, find like a nice quiet spot where there's not too many people, and just like channel my Heka and enforce it and give myself something to live for, you know. Yeah, I was doing, oh my God, I had some crazy dreams last night. Let's do a little bit of journaling on that. So yeah, I had this dream that like I was flying around and I was using like thunder to lift me into the air. So I would just put my hands out and I'll just fly straight up, and I was just floating all over the place, and I didn't have to really use my wings, even though I had some, like these bat wings. They were sick. I felt like a succubus or an incubus or something, and I was just floating around and shit. And then like there was these buildings. So yeah, okay, so before that I was like driving at my friend's house. I always have dreams about my friend's house for some reason. But I was reversing, and like I was like trying really hard not to crash, but I was going fast in reverse, and then I finally like slowly kept reversing and bumped into the back of a horse trailer kind of thing, and an uncle came out and like helped me, and then I started flying. And they were like, oh, snaps. Because they didn't expect that. I was like, you know what? Fuck that car. Fuck all y'all. I'm going to go fly into the next dream. And so I flew away. And they were just like, oh, snaps. Like, he's powerful. I'm like, duh. But I think what that meant was like, you know, sometimes your life can feel like it's going in reverse. And sometimes you just have to take your time. And if things are just crashing all around you, just enjoy that moment. And just let everything just burn, let everything crash. Just be like, all right, this is fine. And then once it finishes going, and then you got your own footing, your own ground, you could just go off and do what you need to do. All right, so in the rest of the dream, I was flying around. I flew into these buildings, and I saw them. They were like brick buildings, but they had like a whole bunch of windows. And I was like, oh, I hate humans. So I was like trying to break them with my body, and the buildings would shake and move and stuff. But and I would be like blasting electricity at them and breaking the windows. And then I saw this one room, and I flew up to it, and there was a whole bunch of rich people in it. And I was like calling them one by one, like seducing them with my magic, and I was picking out which ones I wanted. And all these like hot guys kept coming that were really rich, and then I would grab them and then throw them out the window. So I would like be at the window, I would grab them and then throw them back like a suplex or something. And this is why I love hardcover books, especially when they're your art books. Alright, so yeah, I did a suplex on that bitch. I was like, whatever. Throw him out the window, and then I flew back up, and then I kept going. And then there was this one rich guy, and he's like, oh, I'll follow you, and I'll do whatever you want if you promise not to bite me. And I'm like, okay. And then I kissed him, but I bit his lip, but like in a playful way, and I still suplexed him. So I was like, I don't give a crap. I'm a succubus probably in the astral realm. And I just gotta like invoke that, you know. Maybe I could do that in the spell, like the hecka, like just call it down and like empower myself, empower my wings, because I felt like my wings needed magic. So maybe I could do that. But yeah, I was like shooting lightning through the building, and then this girl was like, can you please tell me about how to make dresses, how to make big beautiful dresses? And that kind of caught me off guard, so I started telling her. But these people were really rich and extravagant, and then I was like, I want this apartment building. You guys are gonna give this to me. And then yeah, and then I woke up, but I was like, very interesting dream, very very interesting. So now we kind of have, oh, okay, so there's like this monster in Monster Rancher called Pixie, and it's just this woman pixie fairy kind of thing, but it has bat wings and horns and like fur as like a bra, and like underwears and like leg warmers and arm warmers, but it's just like its own fur growing. And it's like has red hair and red wings, like its fur is red, and it's like a normal pale skin tone. But I'm like, I always think of myself as Pixie because she's not like strong or anything, but she's like pretty intelligent, and she can use like some pretty cool spells and like lightning bolts and rays of light and throw fireballs and kisses, and like has telekinesis, and she's pretty cool. And she's feisty, and I'm just like, I just relate to her a lot. And yeah, so like when I use ritual spells, I kind of like invoke that energy, and I just go with it and just fight my enemies. But it's also really good because it lets me know like what they take advantage of, or like how they perceive me in a way. Like maybe they don't think I'm strong enough in the astral realm, but then I show them that I am, and then I just I use it as a way to like lure them in and destroy them, you know. Like, oh, that's a weak one, let's go after him, and then I end up destroying them, you know. I've had dreams where I'm Pixie every now and then. Like I'll be flying around, and there's like this giant whale, but it's like a demon. It's crazy. And then I'm just like throwing huge thunderbolts all over the place, and I love doing that. Alright, so we have this cool like idea what we can go do with the ritual. Depending on the day, we could probably invoke whatever energies are on that day. I kind of want to do it soon, so maybe tomorrow I'll get the ingredients and then Tuesday do it, because I'm like, I really want to increase my war power, and that's Tuesday. You want to like have some incredible energies there. Yeah. Let's see what else we can do. What else I'm thinking. I didn't really invoke any spirits this morning. I kind of had to go to the beach early in the morning and just go, but that's fine. Yeah, I was just painting Gaab, the prince of. He's a prince and a president, and in Pokemon he would be Slowpoke or Slowbro. He's pretty cool. He can teleport you from one location to another instantly, and he can give you familiars or take familiars from other people. You know what I'm thinking about familiars though is that it could be something like they become an ally and they share information with you. But I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to use that familiar energy. But maybe there's something I can do. Because I have these voodoo dolls, and maybe those can be my familiars. One's Kate Sith from Final Fantasy VII. So it's this cat, and in Final Fantasy X, when you use Kate Sith, it has touch magic. So if it touches you, it can like give you death, or it can give you poison, or blind you, or silence you, or doom you. It has different effects. So maybe I can use that to like attack in the astral realm. And then I have a Cactar, and he's from mostly all the Final Fantasy series. He's just a cactus, but he's really good for like evasion, so you don't get hit, and you can counter or evade and counter magical counters. A counter is when you just reverse the energy back on the opponent and hurt them with it. He also increases your ability points and experience and things like that, so I'm like, oh, I can use that energy to like increase my momentum in the spiritual realm, which is kind of smart if I do that with the ritual to increase my energies. And then the next one I have is a Tonberry, and Lulu didn't have a Tonberry, but it was, they had that in like her production, so they were like, oh, we were gonna give her a Tonberry, but they gave her another one instead. But I was like, I have to have Tonberry because he's so like evil. He uses grudge and karma, so basically he like goes after you, and he has a butcher knife, and he just stabs you, and it's like a one-hit KO technique, or it does big damage. And he's pretty hardy, and he's scary because he just like kind of walks slowly towards you until he kills you. Yeah, so I'm just gonna have him doing his thing where he just goes and attacks my enemies. Yeah, the cactus can shoot needles, Kate Sith can use magic, and Tonberry is just deadly, like the physical tanker almost,